Okay, don't be led by your emotions, but I mean, for goodness sake, at least greet them. Didn't your mama teach you to speak to everybody in the house when you wake up in the morning? Hi, baby loves. It is Keisha from Earth to Keisha, and today we are going to be talking about staying in your lane, walking in your purpose, being on your own life path. Let's just jump in, okay? A lot of people are walking around absolutely miserable because they are living lives that belong to others. Especially in this world that we live in, it's very easy to have like your life, the progressions that you made through life dictated by some sort of like system outside of yourself, right? Like you start kindergarten and then you're pushed through every grade level, and then you graduate high school, and then maybe you graduate trade school or you graduate college, and then you go get married, then you have your kids, and blah 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 blah. Then you get your second degree, etc., etc., etc. Like there's kind of this progression that is expected and kind of predetermined, and I think that a lot of people would do themselves a favor. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. Throw it away. It's so easy to slip into like a depression or into feelings of like self-doubt and feeling like basically you ain't doing nothing with your life if you're not following this life path, this predetermined life path. But what I've come to realize is that like each of us really does have a very distinct blueprint that we're going to leave on this earth, and it's really important that we take the time to know who we truly are, to figure out like what our purpose and what our mission is, so that we can make sure the steps that we take are leading us closer to that purpose and to that mission, versus like chasing dreams that actually belong to the next person. We talk a lot about narcissism, emotional abuse, things of that nature. And what I've come to realize, especially in men, but this applies to women to an extent as well, when you are not self-actualized, you quite naturally become a more pessimistic, more aggressive, less flexible, like more rigid, forceful version of yourself. When you're on your path, you're flowing, not forcing. You are trusting, not controlling. You are, exchanging, not infiltrating. So you can be a softer person. You can be a lighter person. You can be a happier person. You can be a more joyful person when you are walking your path. A lot of the narcissism that you see is people sitting on their phones, doom scrolling, seeing all the things that other people have, all the things that other people have accomplished, and internalizing that as the standard, and feeling less than, feeling inferior because they have not met that standard. Whole time, that's not even for you. It's not even for you. It might not even be for them. They might just make it look real cute. Baby, we know that what's in front of the camera and what's behind the scenes is oftentimes two different stories, okay? And we'll just leave that at that. Point is, doesn't matter if it's your parents or your friends or your colleagues or your spouse or whoever, okay? Your siblings, whoever that you are comparing yourself to, remember that the only person's life that you will be fulfilled and living is your life. So what you really have to focus on doing, what we really have to focus on doing, is like communing with God. Spending time in the quiet, right? Sometimes we got to put the phone up, turn off Netflix, turn the music off, sit quietly, hear from God, commune, have a back and forth, have a dialogue about you, your purpose, your path, your character, what you are put on this earth to do. Because I guarantee it's something unique. And even if it's not that unique, you're going to do it in a unique way. Okay. One thing that I had to learn is like, I have to live my life based on what my actual priorities are, not what I'm supposed to be, what I'm supposed to do. My kids are screaming because they're down there playing, so please disregard any background noise. I had to learn, like, at this point in my life, I'm 34 years old. I am divorced, I am a single mom, blah, 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 blah. The list goes on and on. And I struggled. I wrestled with this idea that, like, I should have this. I should have my own house. I should have, the SUV of my dreams. I should have this career. And the truth of the matter is that deep in my heart, like, as my purpose, as my calling, I am a homemaker. That's what I am. And not in the sense that I'm just supposed to, like, sit around and fold laundry all the time and make up beds, but in the sense that I create an environment where people are nourished, where people are nurtured, where I take my creative energy, right, and take my life force and create, like, love and warmth and beauty and safety for the people around me. I can do that at home. I can do that in a business aspects. I can do that with my friends. It's not necessarily to be confined to a house, but my point is that I do not have these lofty career aspirations because what I am designed for is not something that is necessarily going to be best utilized sitting at a desk or sitting in an office. There are people in this world who their skills pop when they are sitting at a desk in an office. And that's for them, but that's not for me, okay? For me, it's very important for me to be able to be, like, very present, very active for my kids, to be able to be with them, be home with them. So that means that I cannot trade off. I cannot trade off going somewhere and making, whatever people are making. The money is not the point. The point is I cannot do something. I cannot align with something that is going to take me away from them all the time when my purpose is to be with them, okay? That's not your purpose. That's mine. I know this. So that means for me, especially recently becoming a single mom, that means staying at my parents' house. So things like, food, shelter, clothing, or whatever are not at the top of my mind, things that I have to worry about, things that I have to concern myself with. I'm not in survival mode because I cannot create the life that I give for myself and for them if I'm in survival mode. I know this. So that looks like doing things that are unconventional. That looks like me looking like I don't have my life together, right? Because I'm living at my parents' house. And that's fine. I don't care. I had to let go of that. I had to let go of it. I don't look like I have my life together. I have a hubcap missing on my car right now because I was driving through a flash flood the other day and, like, did some big old bumpity bump. Stuff was rattling and shaking, lost a hubcap. I look crazy. But guess what? It is what it is. I let go of having to look like, having to appear to have it all together so that I could actually be living on purpose, on mission for the goal. I have time to educate my kids. I have time to teach them emotional regulation and intelligence. I have time to teach them how to read and write. I have time to teach them who they are. I have time to teach them to think critically. I have time to grow food. These are the things that are important to me. These are the things that are in line with my purpose. And I would not have time to do all that if I was trying to be a hustler. So I had to do something that makes me look bad so that I could do good. Y'all, I'm getting hot. It is very humid and very hot today, and I have the fan off so it doesn't create all this extra noise. But child, I'm about to risk it. I'm about to risk it all. So the best way that I have gone about doing this, and I'm not saying that finding your purpose and your self-actualization is going to come to you the way that it's come to me, but for me, it's like spending more time quiet. To pray more, read more, put my phone down more. And when I say read more, I'm talking about reading things that are rich, reading my Bible, reading literature. It's not all about the self-help. We can be kind of like just like a microwave sort of thing. We treat it like that sometimes, like, let me get through as many books as I can. No, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about really reading something and sitting with it for a while. I had to do that. Another thing, emotions. Listen to your emotions. We shove them down, push them aside, act like they are intruders in our life when they are really messengers. They're not like these purposeless, weird feelings that you get. And there's something that needs to be paid attention to instead of just brushed to the side all the time. When you're watching a video or like you see somebody with a, you see somebody like with their family at the park or whatever, and you're like, and you feel this weird pang, and you're like, oh, I'm not supposed to be jealous. So don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. And it's like, okay, is it jealousy? Or if you greeted your jealousy, would it tell you, I am actually sorrow? Because this is something that I truly deeply want, and for whatever reason, I do not at the moment have access to. Could you not greet it and like speak to it for a little bit before, instead of just dismissing it like you don't belong here, get out of here, talk to it? Because maybe that jealousy is grief. Maybe that jealousy is redirection. Sir or ma'am, your heart is aching because you've been spending 82 hours at work every week, and you have missed literally every moment that your kids have been awake today, or awake this week. And your heart aches because of that, right? Sir or ma'am, the reason why it pisses you off so badly when people leave their trash in the street is because you are an environmentalist. You decided to, take a job as a corporate attorney because you wanted the stability. But really, what I need you to do is like be in the streets, in the jungle somewhere, rescuing animals and preserving wildlife. That's what you're actually supposed to be doing. Pay attention to the emotions, okay? Feel your feelings. Otherwise, just keep in mind that a conventional path is not always the one that's for you. For some people, it is. What is commonly accepted is for some people, but it's not for everybody. And chasing after these material things so that you can appear to be well-rounded and grounded and well-read and educated and a productive member of society is not going to fulfill you. So a lot of us are chasing material possessions, but guess what? If material possessions are not a direct result of you following your purpose, material possessions are going to mean nothing to you when you get them. You're going to get something the first time, and then it'll never feel the same after that. But we really should chase, and really, we don't have to chase it. It was already given to us. What we have to embrace is purpose. That's what leads to self-actualization. That is what's going to make you feel good about yourself. Not how much money you make, although money is usually a result. Not how many people know your name. Not how many cars you can buy. But like, am I doing what I was put here to do? That is the only thing. That's the only thing that is going to make you feel that thing that you're trying to feel. I'm keeping it short today. I'm not crying today. Like, I've been thinking a lot about this, and I want us to be free. I want us to be liberated. I want us to be walking in our purpose. I want us to stop being so superficial. Stop trying to look like something or someone else. Stop trying to play a part. Stop trying to be a character and play the actual part that we were designed to play. Our world is in chaos right now, and our world is experiencing brokenness right now. And a part of that is people are not being who they're supposed to be. People are not living as they're designed to live. People are trying to fit into, the 3 archetypes that are allowed in this simulation, and folks are sick and miserable because of it. The only way to break out of that is to tap into your true purpose and live your life based on that. And that's all I have to say. Keeping it short today. So I will talk to y'all next time. Oh, also, leave me comments, subscribe, all that good stuff. I have made some goals for how frequently I put out videos so that I'm not putting one out and then disappearing for a month because I'm good for that. So, of course, I only want to speak when I have something to say, but I am working on spending a little bit more time with myself so that I can get in tune with the things that I do have to say. So, anyway, see you next time.